I think people are just
obtaining this capacity. These are a lot of the same people who are complaining about overcrowding just this summer. Well, which is it? Congress has not taken the steps to provide these facilities. If they don't like the private sector providing these facilities, then they should get a themselves. But we need to maintain the flexibility as the numbers go up and down to be able to either house these children and adults on the adult side, or to draw down our resources when that's appropriate.
Yeah, well, speaking of resources, Congressman Mark Pocan, who is a Democrat, tweets this: "This is a big deal. Today we found out 1,200 empty beds in the Homestead Detention Center cost us $720,000 a day. Why are we bankrolling the pockets of a private company for running an empty facility? The American people deserve answers." At Real Donald Trump. I mean, $720,000 a day sounds like a lot if we're just maintaining it just in case.
Right. Well, remember, Shannon, we are still at crisis number levels at the border, even though the numbers have come way down over the last 3 months. Just look at the August numbers, the last published numbers, 64,000 apprehensions. Except for 2019, where it's been much worse, that month is higher than every single other month for the last 7 years, except 2. In 7 years, Shannon, and we'll come down from that in September, I'm sure. Nonetheless, these are still crisis level numbers, and if we're going to see another spike, if that were to happen, we're going to be better prepared by having facilities like this available. Is this what we want? Of course not. What we really want is Congress to finally pass a law and close some of these loopholes that the Trump administration isn't the first to ask them to do this. The Obama administration before us was asking for
folks
this.
Across the political spectrum,
they do nothing but then complain.
Yeah, I mean, and whether Republicans or Democrats have been in charge, this immigration thing has been bubbling for years and years and years, and is still looking for a concrete solution. I want to ask you about this case out of Fairfax County. The police chief there, there was an officer who was suspended because he held somebody, realized they were here illegally, and that ICE apparently was looking for them. He held them. He got suspended for it. The police chief there saying no one should have the perception that FCPD, the police department, is acting as a civil immigration agent for ICE. This matter damages our reputation and the longstanding policy that I've stated many times that our officers shall not act as immigration agents. We understand he is now back on the job.
Yeah, well, the pathetic thing here is that Virginia's premier law enforcement agency, and for people watching, Fairfax County is far and away the largest locality in Virginia. It's right outside of Washington, D.C. It is quite wealthy. They have high standards for their police officers, and they spend a lot of money training, so it's a very high-quality force, and yet it has been subjugated to these politicized diktats coming from a left-wing governing body. And it's very sad to see this kind of punishment of an individual officer for really just doing what the officer presumed to be the right thing, identifying a fugitive from federal justice to federal law enforcement officials. I mean, that this is a negative is a sad, sad commentary on the Fairfax County Police Department's complete politicization of law enforcement. And it really is historically nearly unheard of. I can only think of one other example in American history where you've had this kind of lack of cooperation between state, local, and federal law enforcement and this kind of politicization. It really harms officer safety. It puts it leaves more criminals in communities and so makes communities less safe, all while failing to enforce the law. It's incredible that law enforcement agents are doing this.
Our men and women out there on the front lines serving as first responders and officers have a lot of difficulties with their jobs.
We appreciate them.
He is back. We absolutely do. Okay, Acting Director of Citizenship and Immigration
Good to be with
Enforcement, Ken Cuccinelli. Great to have you. Thank you. Well, the president likes mixing it up with reporters, and this week, no exception. Reuters reporter Jeff Mason, whose exchange with the commander-in-chief has gone viral, joins us live next to talk about headlines of the day.